This is a debate on the Islamic veil between Lilia Bouziane and Julien Audoul. Lilia Bouziane is a Muslim lawyer in France, famous for brilliantly defending the rights of Muslim women and the religion of Islam. Julien Audoul is a French politician, deputy of the French National Assembly from the National Rally Group, known as Rassemblement National, a French far-right political party, described as right-wing populist and nationalist. It is known for its anti-Muslim agenda and has always considers French Muslims as outsiders.
We
need to push back the Islamists. For that, I believe we need to ban the veil from public spaces.
In this debate, Mr. Audoul considers the Islamic veil as symbol of Islamism and thinks that French women should not wear the veil because this is a sign of oppression and contrary to moral. Watch.
Moi, je m'insurge contre toutes les provocations islamistes qui visent à quoi?
I'm against any kind of Islamist provocation that aims to accustom us to a symbol that represents Islamism, which is a deadly ideology that we cannot accept in France.
Oh, are you going to impose millions of women to remove their veil?
I'm against the enslavement of women, the oppression of women, which is contrary to our civilization.
Lilia, do you have anything to say about that?
Yes. First of all, thank you, Cyril, because you are the only journalist in France who invites veiled women to express themselves, while other media just talk about Islamic veil, but never invite women who are concerned to listen to them. Thank you for that. I am going to ask you a question, sir. Do you think I am an Islamist? Because you just made a speech saying that the veil is a symbol of Islamism. So, I want you to answer my question.
First of all, I don't know you.
But you said that the veil is a symbol of Islamism.
No, I didn't say that. You know, I don't know your motivations of wearing the veil, and I know many veiled women, and I am not allergic to it.
But you apparently seem allergic to it.
No, I am not allergic, but I have values, I have principles, and the concept of a woman in my country. A French woman is not veiled. A woman here should not be in a prison of clothing.
Of course, you may have convictions, but your convictions are not above the Constitution, and people should understand that.
The veil has no place in France, whether you like it or not.
But do you agree that living in France means living together?
Our tradition, our culture, our way of life, our conception of women has nothing to do with Islamic veil, whether you like it or not.
Is that what French law says? Listen, I'm not here to please. If wearing the veil bothers you, that's your problem. It is not my problem. It is rather you who have a problem and should go see a psychologist for that. By wearing the veil, I am not violating any law of my country, whether you like it or not, and I just wanted to add something because you told a lie by saying that the veil is forbidden. You said a veiled woman who participated in a school trip had no right to do so and should be banned. But I want to tell you that this woman had the right to keep her veil. Who are you to forbid it to her?
Unfortunately, she had the right to wear the veil on a school trip, which is a deviation because religious symbols are forbidden in schools, but permissible on school trips. Of course, she had the right to wear the veil, but I called on the president of the region to tell him that, in the name of our Republican and secular principles, it was not normal to allow that veiled woman to participate, given the time we were in, because it was a few days after an Islamist attack.
So you are saying that when there is an attack, I do not have the right to wear the veil?
You mean there is no connection between the two?
You are talking nonsense, and what you are saying is very dangerous.
You cannot say that there is no connection between the attack and the veil.
Stop confusing yourself.
Wait, I understand what you were saying.
You are dangerous, mister.
No, I am not dangerous.
Yes, you are. Your speech proves it.
I am not the one who commits attacks.
I'm not either. You are saying dangerous things, and it is really worrying to hear such things from someone who was elected by people to represent them.
I would like to say this. I understand your point of view. You say that it is your freedom to wear the veil.
Yes, it is.
Wait, let me finish my point. I am not being nasty. I just want to follow through with my reasoning. You say that it is your freedom, but do you have the same freedom as the women in other countries like Afghanistan or Iran who are forced to wear the veil and do not want it? Do you have the same freedom? Do you agree with me that these women have the right to remove the veil?
Absolutely not. I don't have the same freedom as them because I'm French, and here in France the law permits me to. Why are you giving those countries as example? I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm French and I'm defending freedom in France and not everywhere in the world.
Do you support women who, in the name of freedom, remove their veils in Afghanistan and Iran?
Of course, they are free to dress the way they want, and you shouldn't congratulate me for having said that. Am I asking you to explain what's happening in Papua or elsewhere in the world? Why are you asking me to explain what's happening in Afghanistan? I'm French. Why do I have to explain what's happening in Afghanistan?
Of course you are French, but you do not respect the French tradition, the culture, and the French way of life.
In fact, it is no secret that the French media and politicians have a problem with Islam and Muslims. One of the things they are obsessed with is the Islamic veil. But what are the motivations behind the Western obsession with the Islamic veil? The truth is, the Western craze for the veil and its presentation as a tool of oppression of Muslim women is not something new. During the colonial period, Westerners used the Islamic veil as a tool to justify their desire to impose Western culture and values on Muslim lands. They invented the idea that Muslim men oppressed women and used this in the rhetoric of colonialism to make morally justifiable their project of undermining or eradicating the cultures of the colonized peoples. By creating the narrative of the defenseless Muslim woman, Westerners were able to justify their violent imperialist project with a seemingly moral reason, which allowed them to occupy the lands of Muslims and exploit them while imposing their culture. Today, the Muslim veil has become a screen on which the political anxieties and struggles of Europe are projected. Rather than addressing the personal choice of individual women to wear a veil, the debate often becomes a way for people to express broader anxieties about societal changes, cultural clashes, and potential threats to European values. However, more and more Muslim women in the West are now using the veil as a symbol of resistance. They are trying to reclaim the meaning of the hijab in order to challenge Western stereotypes and misinterpretations of the veil. That's all for today. I would be happy to read your point of view in the comment section. Thank you for your time. Assalamu alaikum.